Tonight, the A's will be tested by one of the AL's best young teams. The Rays, winners of 5 straight, are fighting for the best record in the majors. This season, they have been led by strong starting pitching and have one of the most exciting offenses in baseball. The A's, the AL leader in ERA, will look to slow down the Rays by sending one of the hottest pitchers in the game, Trevor Cahill, to the mound, who has allowed only 1 earned run over his last 32 innings. Game 1 of a 4-game set starts right now. Beautiful night for baseball at the Coliseum, and it is a big weekend series. A weekend series that's going to start on a Thursday night. The Rays are in town. They're just a half game back of the Yankees in the AL East. Texas lost tonight. The A's are just 7.5 back in the AL West. So we got little pennant race baseball this weekend here in Oakland as Trevor Cahill takes the mound for the Athletics. It's the first of a 4-game series. The Rays and the Athletics coming up on Comcast Sportsnet California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the A's just finished taking 2 out of 3 from the Toronto Blue Jays. They won yesterday's game, dramatic fashion, although they tried to give the game away a little bit. But when it was all said and done, a W for the Athletics.
Yeah, 3-run lead going into the top of the 9th inning, but the Blue Jays made it very interesting by tying the game. But earlier, Coco Chris continues to swing a very hot bat. A home run yesterday, a line drive into the barbecue terrace. Good afternoon for him. Gio Gonzalez was spectacular. 7 innings. He gave up just 1 run. How about that swing by Bautista? That 1 run was a pop-up in front of the plate. But in the 9th inning, after the Blue Jays had tied the ball game, Steve Tollison to left field, and then a pass ball by Jose Molina. And this proves right here. Just try to advance the runner to third base, less than 2 outs. Cliff Pennington not only got him over, he got him in, and the A's won. The only problem, Gio Gonzalez did not pick up win number 11. He definitely deserved it, but at least the A's picked up the victory.
Another great pitching performance by an A's starter. That brings us to Trevor Cahill. Cahill tonight has a chance to set a major league record set by Nolan Ryan.
Unbelievable. You look at what he did in his first start. Trevor Cahill gets the Blue Jays, but in his next 20 starts, at least 5 innings, 6 or fewer hits, tying the Hall of Famer. He can do it tonight, but against a very good ball club, the Tampa Bay Rays. But Trevor Cahill, 12-game winner. He is pitching spectacular baseball. And you look and you talk to other people who face him. They say, how's he doing? We don't even want to look at the videotape. He pitches so well. So let's hope he continues tonight.
And the Rangers just finished up their game in Baltimore. Orioles 4 and the Rangers nothing. So good news on the out-of-town scoreboard before the A's game gets started. So again, 7.5 back in the AL West. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum. Coco Chris will be at the top of that A's lineup. A's and Rays, first to 4 coming up.
anything possible. And by Corona. Relax and refresh with Corona and Lime.
Trevor Cahill and the Athletics take the field for Game 1 of this big 4-game series against the Rays. A's and the Rays all weekend long. Game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free, and the boardwalk is open daily. It's 63 degrees at the ballpark. Just about the same every night, just the way we like it. A cool East Bay night. Trevor Cahill on the mound, and this is the lineup that he will face tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays. John Jaso is the catcher, so we've got a catcher in the leadoff spot. You do not see that very often. Dan Johnson, our old friend, will hit second. He'll be the designated hitter. Then it's Carl Crawford, Evan Longoria, Carlos Pena, Matt Joyce, Sean Rodriguez, BJ Upton, and Reed Brignac. Brignac is the shortstop. Defensively for the Athletics, Jackson in left, Crisp in center, Davis in right, Kuzmanoff at third, Pennington at short, Ellis at second, Barton at first. Suzuki is the catcher, Cahill is the pitcher.
White Rabbit on the mound for the Athletics tonight. 22nd start for Trevor, and 195 opponent's batting average, leading the American League, and second start against the Rays. Of course, a very difficult lineup, difficult for a pitcher because they're good. They can do so many different things. So see how he starts out with a catcher, first bat. No high strike tonight from the same crew that was here the first 3 games against the Blue Jays.
John Jaso in the leadoff spot, the rookie catcher. Jaso, Johnson, and Crawford. A couple of regulars getting the night off for the Rays tonight. Zobrist not in the lineup, and the shortstop Jason Bartlett not in the lineup. And there is Joe Madden. His 5th season already as the Rays manager. He's had plenty of success in St. Petersburg.
Just won his 400th game as a manager. Counting a few games with the Angels as the interim manager. Security guard just took a tumble as he was trying to get out of the way of the incoming baseball. No chance for Kuz to get to it, but the guard took a dive. Dave Martinez, bench coach, Derek Shelton, the hitting coach for Joe Madden on either side of the skipper.
2-2 pitch. And it's a flare to left field. Jackson coming in, and it'll drop. It's off his glove, but Jaso will stay at first. So a leadoff single for the Rays. Leadoff hitter John Jaso.
Check out our Toyota keys to the game. And they're brought to you by Toyota, of course, and Rays fighting in the American League East. As the Yankees have already won today for the Trevor Cahill. 1 earned run last, 32 innings pitched. He'll try to continue with that. And Longoria happy with Pena back. And it's because he's hitting behind him. Evan Longoria, of course, the outstanding third baseman. And Dan Johnson back in the big leagues after a year plus in Japan, or at least a year. The A's 2005 and 2008 for those years.
Runner goes. Ball's bounced slowly to Ellis. So Jaso will go to second. Johnson is retired. 1 out.
Not surprised. Sinker ball pitcher. And for Trevor Cahill, he has 9 consecutive starts in double figures with ground ball out. So opposing manager, hitting coach know if you're going to hit the ball on the ground, you start the base runner. And that's what Joe Madden did with Jaso, the catcher, on the move.
Here's Crawford, and there's a strike. Crawford is hot. 13 hits in his last 38 at bats.
About 100 triples in his career.
How about 401 stolen bases? He's pretty good, folks.
Right. Comes with a speed game. He's good, yes.
Yeah. And having another good season. 303, 14 homers, 66 runs batted in.
And a free agent.
Wow. Free agent. Second in the league in runs scored is Crawford. Yeah, he's going to be able to pick his team when this season's over, whether that is the Rays. We do not know. But he could not be in a better spot. He just turned 29 years old. So 29 years old. You got 6 or 7 very, very good seasons under your belt. The resume is terrific. He's an all-star. So where do you want to play? 3-1 with Longoria in the on-deck circle. Crawford takes low. There's the walk.
Well, at least Crawford has Jaso in front of him. A little tough to steal a bag with somebody on the bag in front of you. Trevor Cahill, of course, Evan Longoria, very good. And as he said, he is hit better when he's gotten worse pitches. But he's getting some pretty good pitches to hit, or at least pitcher's pitches, and he's hitting them and getting hit. So he's kind of in between, but a very good hitter, there's no doubt. 80 runs batted in, not as many home runs, but he'll have the 20-plus before the season's over.
And he is in a hot streak. 10 hits in his last 21 at-bats. So Crawford, Longoria, a pair of hot hitters right now.
Well, Trevor Cahill just looking for the ground ball. That's the most important pitch right now for him. Trying to get the ball down. A couple of pitches have been elevated already in this game.
Kuzmanov has it. Flips to Ellis. Ellis on the turn. Double play. So Cahill gets the double play, and the Rays do not score in the top of the first. Lineup. Coco Crisp, he's hot, folks. He'll lead off, followed by Barton, Jackson, and Suzuki. Jack Huss will DH and hit 5th. Then it's Ellis. Kuzmanov drops down. Rajay Davis hits 8th. Cliff Pennington will hit 9th. Crawford, Upton, Joyce in the outfield for the Rays. Longoria, Brignac, Rodriguez, Pena on the infield. John Jasu is the catcher, and Andy Sonnenstein is the pitcher.
Sonnenstein, last time he was on this mound, May the 9th, the perfect game thrown by Dallas Braid. He was pitching out of the bullpen for Joe Madden during that game, making just his 3rd start. Neiman and Davis on the disabled list, so Sonnenstein has pitched against the Orioles in his last start. Did a good job. So thrown into the rotation. He had been there. In fact, the A's had faced him as a starting pitcher. Relegated to the bullpen as the Rays loaded with a lot of starting pitchers.
Yep. So Sonnenstein making his 3rd start this year after 30 relief appearances.
And Coco Crisp trying to stay hot, very hot, the early part of the game. All 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hit the ball hard over the weekend in Minneapolis against the Twins at Target Field, but not a lot to show for it, with the exception of the double on Sunday.
Pitches low, 2-1 to Coco Crisp.
Jim Hickey, nice job for the Tampa Bay Rays as their pitching coach. And there's Raymond. Oh, jeez, Raymond, that's a shock. Oh, he said we have to call him Hollywood now, Kite, because I guess he was in the movie. Was he in one?
I'm not calling him Hollywood.
I'm not either.
To do that.
It's a home run for Coco Crisp, and it was a shot to left field. He was running hard and shut it down, and snapped his batting gloves and got the high fives and low fives.
3-1 to Crisp. And there's a strike in the outside corner. Sonnenstein, I should say, took a little off, dropped it in on the outside corner.
A slight delay caused Coco held his bat, waiting for Tim Timmons to make the call. Said nothing initially, and then decided to make the strike call.
So now full count with Barton waiting in the on-deck circle. There's a shot to center field, the base hit. Crisp stays red hot, folks. He's got 7 hits in his last 8 at-bats.
Same thing happened yesterday with Tollinson. A 3-0 pitch. It was a ball, but called a strike. Then he got a base hit. The same for Coco Crisp. Look at the Ultramo. Look at the front foot. No stride. Just a slight toe tap, and then settles the right foot. Upper body swing, and he's been hot. Stay hot.
Our Ultramo is brought to you by Evergood Sausage Company.
Thank you, Evergood.
Evergood Sausage Company.
Adam Roden. Remember we talked about him? He likes it. The guys
Ultramo or Evergood?
Well, probably both.
Probably both.
I think from the business standpoint, the Ultramo. Show the boys the swings and release points of the pitchers in Ultramo. You know, Adam's got all the equipment now. He's ready to go.
0-1 to Barton, hitting .270 with 5 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Crisp with a good lead, not going. Andy Sonnenstein is 27 years old. He was a 13th round pick of the Rays back in 2004. There's a shot, fair, headed for the right field corner. Coco Crisp rounds second, digging for third. Barton to second. That's a double, second and third, and nobody out.
Well, you might wonder why Coco Crisp did not score. He had to avoid being hit by the ball. It was hit so hard and near first base. Wanted to make sure Carlos Pena, the Gold Glover, did not catch the ball. Hanging breaking ball, and Derek Barton scorched it. Coco was actually going back to the bag, and then Joyce able to cut the ball off. So Coco Crisp had to start from a dead stop. Got to third base, being held. Single up the middle. And then Derek Barton pulling a hanging breaking ball. So good opportunity for the A's early again.
So Connor Jackson will hit. Corner infielders are in. First pitch to Jackson is a strike. .245 with a homer and 5 RBIs. Those are the numbers with the Athletics. Overall, a couple of home runs and 16 RBIs for Jackson. Breaking ball drops down in the way.
Well, the productive out for Connor Jackson. He hits it the right side. Actually has to be hit. Carlos Pena starting to go back a little bit at first, but the way he was playing, even with the bag, almost to the point that it would have to be hit to second base. But even now, as Pena comes in closer at first, the ball is hit to him. Might be tough.
Good fastball right on the inside corner. I think a little bit of a cutter, but a good pitch, and it's 1-2. Little flare behind first base. It'll drop foul. So the count 1-2. Jackson battling Sonnenstein.
Just call him Andy. Let's just call him Andy.
Sonnenstein. We've decided we're going with Sonnenstein. We think it's right, but we're not sure. Another 1-2. And that one's low. 2-2 the count now. Some more info on Andy. His great uncle, Kenny Keltner.
Rob Joe DiMaggio.
A couple times, right?
Yeah.
Two to Jackson, and it's outside.
Kenny Keltner hadn't been there. Joe DiMaggio would have gotten his.
Still be hitting.
He's Heinz 57. He's gotten his big endorsement for $5,000.
Well, didn't he? After game 57, didn't he then hit like in 15 straight?
At least
after that, or maybe even more. 3-2 pitch to Connor Jackson. Hits slowly to Longoria. Crisp holds. Is thought about maybe going, but Longoria did a nice job of looking him back, and Jackson cannot get the run home.
Well, that was a situation where Coco was not given the sign to go on contact, and he started, but realized the Gold Glover at third base, charging the ball. Looking him back, he would have gotten Coco at home, and so at least this way, the A's keep it at second and third. He's going to win a few at third, folks. He is an outstanding player. Doria, and unfortunately, the breaking ball away and then the fastball in jammed Connor Jackson.
So Suzuki with a chance. Breaking ball's low. Corner infielders same spot as they were with Jackson.
There's your Ultra Mo. And there's, once he caught the ball, Longoria kept looking back to see if Coco was going to do anything, knowing he had plenty of time. He liked him so much, he just stayed on him. That's some serious looking back to make sure he was not going to do anything.
Well, Coco was quite a ways down the line.
Yeah. Well, almost, I think Longoria thought that once he threw the ball, Coco might break, and might have been a possibility, but that's why he kept looking back.
So 2-0 to Suzuki. And there's a strike. Jack Cust in the on-deck circle.
Well, Sonnenstein likes to throw breaking pitches, especially fastball counts. Fans didn't particularly like that strike called, the high strike, although Jim Timmons in the top half of the inning not calling the high pitch.
Bounce to the shortstop, and that'll get a run home. Brignac throws out Suzuki. Chris scores, and the A's lead 1-0. RBI ground out for Suzuki, his 53rd run batted in.
Like I said, fortunately there, of course, first inning of the game, the infield playing back, so contact to the right spot was going to drive in the run, and Suzuki did that. It's something the A's on the last road trip were not doing a lot of. Second and third, nobody out with the infield playing back. And unfortunately, too many strikeouts in the situation, so at least nice to see the ball put in play.
Runner still in scoring position. That's Barton. And here's Cust. Cust bounces it slowly. It's going to be Brignac, the shortstop, who is playing with the shift over to the right side of the second baseman. And he's got it. Side retired, but a run for the A's.
against the Rays, and you'll get a 2-for-1 field level ticket voucher for a future game. Wells Fargo and Oakland A School Supply Drive at every Friday home game this season through August, teaming up to make a difference. And guess what? Tomorrow's the final day of August. That's going to work.
Yep. When we come home from the road trip starting next week, it'll be September. Dribbler off the mound. Cahill has it. Flips to first, and Carlos Pena is retired.
Come back on September the 3rd, fireworks night against the Angels.
Yeah.
The final fireworks for the season. Let's hope there's more fireworks in October.
Yeah.
How about that? Trevor Cahill got the big double play in the first inning. 3 ground ball outs, and Pena off the end of the bat. Another ground out to start this inning.
Matt Joyce is the hitter. He's got Matt Joyce from the Tigers for Edwin Jackson a couple years ago. It's hit to right center. Davis and Coco Crisp come together, and it'll be the center fielder Crisp who makes the catch.
Joyce has already hit some big home runs for the Rays, especially at home. Might have thrown just enough of a sinker. The ball ended up towards the end of the bat, kept it in the park.
It didn't have the right sound.
No, which is good. Good to not have the right sound.
So with 2 outs, Sean Rodriguez will hit. Rodriguez has kind of been a super utility guy for the Rays, and he's put up pretty good numbers. 7 homers, 35 runs batted in. He's done that in 92 games. Tonight, Rodriguez playing at second base.
Good that he has his shirt buttoned, because he had a ground ball that went inside his jersey.
How does that happen?
He's trying to figure it out too. Can't throw your whole body to first base. Couldn't get the ball out.
Rodriguez came over to the Rays last year from the Angels in the Scott Kazmir deal. There's 3 players sent to the Rays. Pennington gobbles it up, and that's out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Trevor Cahill, and we're headed to the bottom of the second. It'll be Ellis, Kuzmanov, and Davis. 1-0 game. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D and in theaters on September 10th. Mark Ellis to lead it off in the bottom of the second. The A's with a run in the bottom of the first. .21 pitches in that first inning for Sonnenstein. A's are 59-60 on the year, so they need to win tonight to again get back to that 500 mark. They're 36-25 at home and 2-3 against the Rays this year. The Rays were here in May. A's won 2 out of 3. That, of course, was the Dallas Braden perfect game. The A's had a 2-game series in St. Petersburg. The Rays won both of those games. So it was a quick stop for the A's earlier this year in St. Petersburg.
There's the no-hit man to the right, Matt Garza. He'll be on the mound Sunday against the perfecto Dallas Braden.
Mark Ellis strikes out looking. Pretty good depth in that Rays rotation, huh?
Especially Hellickson, who's going to pitch against the A's, subbing for with Davis and Neiman, both very good starters on the disabled list.
And Neiman, 10-3, ERA just a little over 3. Davis, a 9-game winner. They will get both those guys back, but that's 2 pretty good pitchers to go on the DL, and the Rays just don't seem to be bothered by it. They insert Sonnenstein and the young man tomorrow, Hellickson, who's supposed to be a terrific young pitcher. We're also seeing the team-wise, the 2 best ERAs in the American League. The A's are first at 3.55 team ERA. The Rays are second at 3.61, so very close. The A's starting pitching just continues to be terrific. Same thing with the Rays. Yankees, Mariners, Twins in the top 5. Big curveball, and Kuzminoff swings and misses. So that is out number 2 here in the second. That brings us to our legendary performance, which is brought to you by Nation's Giant Hamburgers. It was July 26th of this year. That was Matt Garza. First no-hitter in their history was against the Detroit Tigers. So Garza, the no-hitter. When you've got a giant appetite, it's got to be Nation's. That was July 26th. The Rays will tell you that was a great day, but they'll also tell you they've been involved in a few too many of those
wrong end.
No-hitters or close to, all that kind of stuff. Rajai Davis drives one left center field, and that is going to be run down by the speedy one, and that's Carl Crawford. So Rajai Davis put a charge into it. Crawford makes the play, and that'll do it in the bottom of the second.
by calling 877-493-BALL or order online, oaklandathletics.com. Fireworks Friday, Cat Saturday. A lot of good stuff against the Angels, huh?
I'd come out. That's just me.
She's talking. Stomper. Oh, my. Winter Stomper's talking back.
Well, then we'd have a real story. DJ Upton is retired.
The old Adam ball, and Upton hit it hard, as did Rodriguez last inning on the 3-2. This is the 2-0. But it's amazing when Trevor Cahill with the sinker, the sinking fastball, he does fall behind. He can throw the two-seam fastball, get some movement. Guys swing hard. You just hope the hard ground ball is right at somebody, and so far that's been the case.
This is Reed Brignac, the shortstop. Brignac has had some big hits for the Rays this year. Overall, 255 with 6 homers and 36 runs batted in. Played mostly at second base this year. Struggling right now, though. Just 3 hits in his last 32 at-bats. And he swings and misses there. So making 3 hits in his last 33 at-bats. So that is out number 2.
A good breaking ball. Very hard curveball. And Trevor Cahill, that's the nice third out. That's all right, Trevor. Maybe he was just getting off the mound to wipe his hand.
Yes, he was.
Forgetting that he can wipe his hand while on the dirt.
Top of the order, John Jaso, who blooped a single in left field to start the game.
You get locked in. Sometimes you forget everything.
Even how many outs there are. Curveball outside, 1-1.
This young man has to feel great, too. In the big leagues, doing a good job, and be a catcher and leading off. I'm sure Delaire's going to have a list of catchers who have led off.
Probably by tomorrow night.
Maybe even before the end of the game. I bet he's already got it loaded. Brian Downing, of course, he moved to the outfield, but with the Angels, as a catcher, but he might have led off a little bit as a catcher, then moved to left field.
That's a shot to left center field on a base hit. Well, Jason Kendall led off the Pirates for a while.
Yeah, a long time.
Jaso is now 2 for 2.
3-1 count this time. A line drive to center field for the fastball that was up. First at bat, jammed a little bit on a ball that was in on his hands on a 2-2 count.
So Dan Johnson will hit. Johnson grounded out to second with the runner moving in the first inning. Johnson was having a huge year in AAA. AAA team for the Rays is in Durham. He had 30 homers and 95 RBIs. He did that in 98 games.
He's about 25 pounds lighter.
He looks
for the
a lot
A's.
lighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very noticeable. Call a balk. So Jaso will get second base.
A balk has been called.
Is that by Bob? Davidson's not here, is he?
He's at second base.
Oh, yeah. Is that who called it?
I don't know.
Watch Davidson at the bottom of your screen.
Yes, it is. Bob got him.
Chalk.
So that gives the Rays a runner in scoring position. Johnson, still that same stance, very open. Swing and a miss, changeup from Cahill, and a good one, 0-2. Johnson now 31 years old. Lays off that pitch as Cahill went with another changeup. High and foul down the left field line. Want to get this guy with Crawford in the on-deck circle.
Dan Johnson a couple of years ago called up by the Rays in time to get to Fenway Park and hit a home run in the 9th inning off Jonathan Papelbon. I think his flight arrangements, everything got him there late. He was supposed to start the game but didn't make it in time. But did show up. Joe Madden put him in and hit one in the bullpen of the Red Sox.
Strike 3 call. Johnson could not pull the trigger. A couple of strikeouts for Cahill in the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. A's with a 1-0 lead.
That's this Sunday when the A's take on the Tampa Bay Rays. First pitch 105, 10,000 fans will receive an Athletico's baseball t-shirt, and it's brought to you by Chevrolet. Come early for the A's Fiesta pregame party in Lot A featuring Gio Gonzalez. Test drive a Chevy, and you could win the chance to throw out the first pitch at an Athletico's jersey. She should be here, yeah. Hear the music. How'd she know to be dancing?
Smart little gal. Pennington, Crisp, and Barton for the A's against Sonnenstein. Sonnenstein gave up a single to Crisp and a double to Barton to open the bottom of the 1st. Since then, he has retired 6 in a row.
Watch Jaso give the signs very high where he's given the signs, and probably Sonnenstein shook off enough to get to the curveball.
Drive to right field. Matt Joyce on the run makes the catch. So 1 out here in the 3rd. Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray question tonight comes from Parker in Statesboro, Georgia. What is Cocoa Crisp walk-up sauce? Now, Parker, the song is called I'm Burnt And it's by Corrupt. Burnt by Corrupt.
Can you hum a few bars of that?
Yes. Burnt. You never heard I'm Burnt before?
No.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I just wonder what would have happened if I'd gone to Diamond Vision and said, what a walk-up song. They'd say, what? What is that?
I'd have told them you want Neil Diamond. Solitary Man by Neil Diamond. That is you. It fits your personality, and it's one of your favorites, Neil Diamond. Huh? Solitary Man by Neil Diamond. That's Ray's walk-up song.
Yeah.
We should play it right before we come on camera in our opens.
Trevor's got the best one in White Rabbit.
No, not anymore. Solitary Man by Neil Diamond.
That's work for Trevor Cahill for 21 starts. Taking that bat, getting loose. Maybe he's putting some hits in the bats for the guys.
So Barton with the double. Outside. So 2-1 the count. Sonnenstein threw 21 pitches in that first inning, but just 16 since then. Strike called 2-2. Chilly night.
Well, it is August.
That's chilly. August in the Bay Area.
That's right. See, that's why we need to have October baseball.
Yeah.
Because that's the best time of the year in the Bay Area. Blowing your hands in October is just to get a little moisture because the weather is so nice tonight to get some warmth.
Barton, another line drive hit. Joyce over to cut it off. Barton digging for two. The throw is just a bit late. And Derek Barton has his second double.
Now the hanging breaking ball, a little bit of a cutter that Sonnenstein likes to throw. So it was a regular slider and a cutter. That was enough movement, and Derek Barton not only hit it very well, but also thinking double with 2 outs, getting to scoring position and forcing Joyce to make a perfect throw. Ultra Mo, plant the foot, hit the bat back, and drop the head. What a great swing. Textbook swing there, folks. Great follow through. Derek Barton 2 for 2, 2 doubles down the right field line.
29 on the year. And here's Connor Jackson. Chance to drive in a run. Bouncer to short. Brignac has it. Side retired. A double by Barton and a runner left. We have played 3 at the Coliseum. 1-0 A's. home runs in the major leagues? So we'll give the answer in just a little bit. Top of the order, or not the top of the order, middle of the order. Crawford, Longoria, and Pena. So the big three for the Rays. That one's looped to right. Rajay Davis comes in. And Crawford is retired, and that's out number one.
Carl Crawford, we mentioned 100 triples. He got there as a youngster. There's no doubt. Stan Musial was the youngest, 1948. But Crawford's got the speed. You mentioned the stolen bases. It's so much fun to watch him run, but it's nice to see him trot back to the dugout instead of running. But what a threat. And you're right, as a premier free agent after this year. Number 13, I'm sure the Rays would love to see him stay in the uniform, but I don't know if they can afford it.
Well, they got Carlos Pena as a free agent as well. So some questions for the Rays in the offseason, but right now, I'm not worried about that. Longoria, off the end of the bat, gets it through for a base hit. Third hit now for the Rays.
Now batting.
So that'll bring up Pena.
Well, it was off the end of the bat as Trevor threw him the change up, and I guess you could say that's the time you want him to get the hit. The first and second in the first inning, he grounded into a double play to end the inning. But he's locked up for a long time. Evan Longoria is signed a long-term contract. Good for him. Great for the club. He'll be their third baseman for a long time.
Yeah, they gave Longoria a 6-year contract in his first year. And quite frankly, you only needed a couple weeks to watch him play to know that he's going to be good.
Now, this was last April. Carlos Pena. That was here at the Coliseum. And you see that sign that said more HD Sports. Well, lived up to it this year. 145 Oakland A's games, HD. So it's just figure every day that the A's are on Comcast Sportsnet California, it will be in HD.
That one's driven to right field, and that baby's going to go. That would be a no-doubter, folks. Carlos Pena gives the Rays a 2-1 lead, a long shot to right field. So 24th home run of the year for Pena.
Well, he left the ball up. Trevor did, and it's the first he gave up since the slam against Kansas City, and that was Betancourt. And you see the height, the waist-high pitch, and the sound, the combination told you the A's going to be trailing 2-1, and that was definitely deep.
So Pena just back from the disabled list. He does damage.
Well, that's the one we don't want to see in Ultimo, but we just did. Because it was going to be the same results regardless.
You know what you really notice when you see Ultimo, especially with the power hitter, they really, their power really comes from their back legs. Do you agree with that?
That's right. And Trevor gave up 10 home runs in the first half of the season. That was in 15 starts. And this was just his second. And his 22nd start, second in the second half.
Well, he's got so much better in so many different ways.
But he knows, and of course, last year when he elevated his fastball to left-handers, that's when they crushed him. He's not been doing that this year, so the A's now going to have to mount a comeback.
Swing and a miss. So Matt Joyce strikes out. Third strikeout for Cahill. 2 outs here in the fourth.
change up. And that's the change up with a very, very fast arm speed, but pulled the string and got the strikeout.
So here is Sean Rodriguez. Down around the knees, a strike to Rodriguez, who bounced out to Pennington to end the second inning. Sharp breaking ball, 0-2. Up, handles a tough hop with a snow cone, throws just in time to get Sean Rodriguez side retired. Carlos Pena, a long home run. It was his 24th of the year. 2-1 Rays.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your
Rays a 2-1 lead, bottom of the fourth inning. Going to be Suzuki, Cust, and Ellis. Kurt Suzuki had an RBI ground out in the first inning. Mentioned that the Orioles shut out the Texas Rangers tonight. That game in Baltimore. Rodriguez takes care of Suzuki. All right, here's our trivia answer. Since 07, who are the 6 players with the most home runs in the major leagues? Those 6 are Howard, Fielder, Dunn, Pujols, Pena, and Alex Rodriguez. Those are the big boys right there. And 07 was Carlos Pena's first year. He's had terrific seasons with the Rays.
And at one time wore the green and gold.
Yes, he did. Not real long though.
No.
2002. Showed flashes of that power, but struggled with the A's.
Sometimes it takes guys a little bit longer. For Carlos Pena, that was the case. Several organizations before he found a home in St. Pete.
He indeed bounced around after the A's. Cust rolls over. The A's traded him to the Tigers. He was with the Tigers for a while, but then he signed with the Yankees as a minor league free agent. Let go, signed with the Red Sox as a free agent. And then signed with the Rays as a minor league free agent end of January '07. So it was just a minor league deal, which is basically, okay, we'll take a look at you, but you better impress us. And he did. And he got a nice contract from the Rays right after that. And now he's going to be a free agent, and he's going to get another big contract.
That was a tremendous first baseman as well.
Inside, and Cust has. Well, I'll make a prediction really based on nothing. Meaning I don't know anything, but I'm saying I bet the Rays keep one of the two, Crawford or Pena. I don't think they're going to keep both, but I bet they try to keep one. And I bet it's Carlos Pena. Because I think Crawford's, I think his dollar amount is going to be off the charts.
Yeah.
And I think Pena may be a little more affordable for the Rays. And I say that simply because I think most teams have a first baseman.
At least the Yankees do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Red Sox do.
And the Red Sox. I just think Carl Crawford, you're just talking about a huge contract.
Well, he's certainly an impact player.
Exactly.
And will be one for any number of clubs that would be in for his services. And he will not disappoint anyone, American or National League club.
Runner going, and Ellis bounces it foul. And there's a slight age difference, not a lot. Pena 32, Crawford 29.
Kevin Fennell, another diving stop in the bullpen. I think the fans are congregating down towards the bullpen just waiting for Kevin to make that spectacular play.
Yeah, I don't remember that many fans sitting behind the A's bullpen maybe a month ago, but Kevin is bringing them over.
They have so much confidence in him. The players do. They don't even budge when the ball comes flying down. But look at that crowd.
And a lot of females down there, too. I think Kevin may have a slight following. You know what it is, too, Ray, really. That group down there, they're not a group that's looking for foul balls because they know they're not going to get it because he's catching everything.
Yeah, he's got everything.
It's the no foul ball area.
Probably Voos will have to put his last name on his uniform, Fennell. Kevin Fennell, so that they all know who he is.
That Fennell kid is good.
He said he's not quite a Gold Glover yet, but gets enough ground balls down there. He's going to work on it.
Well, I just think of the improvement he's made. He's come a long way.
Yeah. He's serious about it for sure.
One and two to Ellis. Breaking ball just a bit outside, but a good pitch by Sonnenstein.
Well, a 3-1 curveball to Jack Cust, I think, kind of proof of what Andy Sonnenstein likes to do, especially with his curveball. Throws it anytime, very confident in the pitch. And it's a good curveball. Nice, not quite a 12-6, but very close to one right off the top.
Ellis loops one into center, and that's a base hit. And they throw behind Cust, and Jack has to dive back in. But Mark Ellis has a base hit. That's the 4th hit for the A's. 2 on and 1 out.
Well, you see enough curveballs, you have a tendency to want to stay back on it. That's what Mark did. And Jack Cust thought about stealing second. Actually was on the move on one ground ball, and fortunately for him did not round the bag too much because Jay Elkton charged the ball, made a quick throw to Rodriguez. Whoops. That's how close.
So here's Kuzmanov. And Kuzmanov pops it up. Upton, the center fielder, in a couple of steps. He's got it. So the struggles continue for Kevin Kuzmanov. He is now 0 for 2. 2 for his last 30 is Kuzmanov. And it'll be up to Rajay Davis. Davis hit a ball well in the second inning. A line drive to the gap in left center, but Carl Crawford tracked it down. Take a blue pit here, tie the game up.
Tell you where Carl Crawford is playing now, but his speed, now he was able to run down Rajay's ball in the first at bat in the second inning. It shows a tremendous speed. Of course, Upton also with great speed in center. So left and center definitely covered, and Joyce not bad in right field. So Bloop sounds even better.
Bunted foul. Not quite sure why you'd want to do that.
No. Because it's going to mean that Cliff Pennington's going to have to get a hit if Rajay gets on base with that. Now, runner in scoring position, especially 2 outs, you're up there to swing the bat and try to drive in a run. Unless Longoria is so fooled he charges the ball and it rolls into left field, it's not going to happen on a bunt. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so. Right field, Joyce back. And he's got it side retired. A's get a single and a walk, and they strand 2 onto the 5th inning. It's the Rays 2 and the Athletics 1. For the Rays, E.J. Upton stabs at a bunt attempt. It's called a strike. So Trevor Cahill has given up 4 hits through the first 4 innings. We got to keep an eye on that as he has a chance to break a Nolan Ryan record tonight.
I think Trevor would prefer to keep the Rays at 2 runs and have his club score some runs.
Yep.
They got the Andy Silas down in the first, but that's been it.
Cahill has made 20 consecutive starts where he has allowed 6 or fewer hits and pitched 5 or more innings. He's tied with Nolan Ryan, 20 consecutive starts doing that. Strike 3 called. Good fastball, good location, and that is strikeout number 4. Well, we got in-depth sports news for the Bay Area fan at Sportsnet Central tonight at 10:30 on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Highlights of the A's-Rays game. Also highlights from the Giants and the Phillies. Full playoff race coverage. Glenn Coffey, Part 2. Coffey just retired from the 49ers. Kate Longworth, Damon Andrews will host Sportsnet Central. Reed Brignac is the hitter. Brignac struck out swinging in the 3rd.
He was trying to bunt, as was Upton. Maybe sinker that Trevor Cahill's throwing, a good curveball, sneaky fastball. They're trying any way to get on base with it.
Brignac rips one down the line, and it's foul.
I was just sitting around doing some work on my computer, and here comes the ball, and I'll just stick up my hand and catch it. How about that? Let's hope he's listening to the game or watching on MLB. That's it. I bet
right. He's got MLB.com on.
Yep. Watch this. The carom.
Boom.
He's not moving up there except to put up the hands. And that's a great shot.
Computer never moved. He better be listening to our telecast. Because MLB.com, you can pick
any game.
You can pick and whatever announcers you want.
Right.
If he's a Rays fan, he may say, hey, I want to listen to Dwayne Stats and Kevin Kennedy.
Well, let's shoot our camera down there. He's got an athletics jersey on, or sweatshirt on, so you know he's probably watching us. Maybe he's doing some work. Maybe he's supposed to be at work. And he's decided to come to a game, sit quietly in right field, and do his work.
That's a good gig right there.
Now, if we had a camera behind that, don't you have a camera behind there somewhere?
We could read his emails?
No, we'll just see what he's watching. Oh, Birdie didn't have one.
It's Birdie Vision tonight. Yeah. Mike Bird, our director, filling in for Tom Anza. Cahill is yet to retire. John Jaso, the leadoff man. Jaso has singled twice.
Maybe Birdie can just take a break and go down there and just find out what he's watching. That can be his camera himself.
We'll be bummed if he's not watching MLB.com. 2-1 to Jaso. See 80 miles per hour, so that's the changeup from Cahill. Outside, he walked it. 2-out walk.
Well, just as we were speaking, are you traveling this season? You don't have to be. You can come to an A's game and sit out there without even traveling, but you can take the A's with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every A's game live or on demand on your computer, as that gentleman is, when you're out of town or at the park. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. That is a great package. And now he's doing his work.
Yeah, he's typing. That's not a good sign for us. I think he's answering his emails.
Probably somebody saying, do you know how much you're on camera tonight? What are you doing there? Are you even supposed to be there?
Dan Johnson takes low. Jaso running, kind of a delayed steal, and he's going to make it.
That's exactly what it was.
Once in a while, you see the delayed steal, and if you time it just right, you can pull it off, and Jaso just did.
Well, you do it with a left-handed hitter, and Kurt Suzuki had to block the ball, and then he took off, so he was already, I guess, planning the delayed, and when that happened and the ball hit the dirt, he was 3/4 the way to second base anyway.
So Jaso picks up steal number 4. Good pitch. That's a strike.
Jaso looks like the Joker, you know. He's got that perpetual smile. You know, because I mean, you don't want to be on the bases, on the field with a smile like, look at, I got you. But
like Joe Randa.
Yeah.
Remember Joe Randa?
Joe definitely was the Joker.
Grounded toward Ellis. Shuffles to his right. Side retired. So a 2-out walk to Jaso, but no damage done. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's 2-1. The Rays. Point is brought to you by Cash Creek's Cash Perfect 10 giveaway. From now until October 10th, thousands will win cash and prizes every day. Visit cashcreek.com for details. It's the Tampa Bay Rays 2 and the Oakland Athletics 1. Bottom of the 5th inning from the Coliseum. And that gentleman really dialed into Ken Korak, Vince Cotroneo on the radio side. Pennington, Crisp, and Barton for the A's. In that Orioles 4-0 win over Texas, Ryan Mattis was the winner in his 5th win of the year. He beat Colby Lewis. Lewis falls to 9-10. So Texas has lost 4 in a row. They were just swept by these Rays. So the Rangers struggling right now. And the Angels got a win tonight, 7-2 over the Red Sox. So the Angels pick up the full game. They're now 7 back, and they get to the 500 mark. Santana beat Beckett. Santana now 13-8. Beckett 3-3. So Josh Beckett has spent some time on the disabled list and has really struggled this year. Matsui homered for the Angels. Ortiz for the Red Sox. So 7-2 is the final there. Angels salvage the final game of that 3-game series. Swing and a miss on that big slow curve. So 3rd strikeout for Simonstown. Here's our Bloomberg Sports graphic for tonight. On base plus slugging percentage. The OPS, which has become very popular. Green is this year up over 800, which is pretty good for Coco Crisp. Significant improvement over his last 2 years. And he's adding to that lately. He is red hot. Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by baseball clubs. There's also a product for fans. Improve your fantasy play or track your favorite players and teams. Go to BloombergSports.com for details. 0-1 to Crisp. Drives one to center. Upton, who generally plays pretty shallow, and he gets back there on the warning track and makes the catch.
And he does go back very well on the ball, as you just described, because playing shallow, as he almost got Jack cussed when Mark Ellis singled last inning, but this time able to go back easily enough to put the ball away at the warning track. Not bad for an outfielder. He was an infielder. They tried to find a spot for him, and I think they found a home in center field for B.J. Upton.
So Barton takes the strike. Good night so far for Barton with a couple of doubles. His 28th and 29th on the year. Curveball 2-1 by Sonnensen. Watching him pitch raise. A big windup. Yeah. A lot of arms and legs coming at you. He takes a big step back before he goes into his full windup.
And then you can pretty much expect a curveball or several in each at bat.
So 3-1 is the count, and it'll be interesting to see what he throws 3-1. Fastball, and it missed just a little bit high. So 2-out walk to Barton. Second walk issued by Sonnenstein.
Derek Barton's tremendous eye and knowing the strike zone the way he is, and he threw the bat there even almost before Tim Timmons decided what he was going to call. Still think that only Ted Williams was so good that the umpire said if Ted didn't swing, it's a ball.
Derek's not quite there yet.
No, he's left-handed hitter, but that's maybe the closest so far.
Jackson takes a strike. The White Sox got a win tonight. Remember, they lost the first 2 games of that big series in Minnesota, but tonight, different story. White Sox beat the Twins 11-0. That's 11-0. White Sox had 21 hits in the game. Burley over Pavano. That's low, 1-1. Connor Jackson has grounded out twice tonight, once to third and once to short. Mike Gago running through the signs. Jackson keeping an eye on it. Tries to hold up, does not.
I don't know about that. Show that, because that bat seemed to be, just watching it, that the bat was back without ever going forward. Yeah, maybe at that point it did, and he brought it back quickly, but not quick enough for Tim Cheetah.
So Jackson behind in the count, 1-2. Fouls that one back. Yankees beat the Tigers today, 11-5 at Yankee Stadium. Hughes won his 15th. Porcello took the loss. Cabrera Peralta homered for Detroit. Robinson Cano homered for the Yankees. So right now the Yankees with that half-game lead over the Rays in the East.
I think Miguel Cabrera hit 4 home runs in this series. 2 last night, 1 to left, 1 to right. 2-run shot in the first inning today. He's good. He is powerful.
Good. Tempers flared a little bit in that series as well. He started with a slide at second base. Hard late slide by Brett Gardner. Banged up Ian a little bit. I believe it was Guillen, was it not? Yeah.
A new second baseman for the Tigers about the time we were in Detroit a long time ago. The only trip to Detroit.
Jackson will pop up. Brignac, the shortstop, out, and he's got it inside. Retired. A runner left for the A's. We're headed to the 6th inning. It's still the Rays 2 and the A's 1. CSNCalifornia.com devoted tonight's poll. You make the call. Who's the most dominant right-handed pitcher in the American League over the last 30 years? Ryan, Clemens, Rivera, Eckersley, or Halladay? For exclusive video, exclusive blogs, and much more, log on to CSNCalifornia.com.
I would take the rotation that you just mentioned and have a pretty good chance, whether X in the bullpen as a closer or starter.
Swing and a miss by Carl Crawford. 0-2 the count. Although, interesting news on Roger Clemens today. He was indicted. 1 count of obstruction of justice, 3 counts of making false statements, 2 counts of perjury, 6 counts total. So, not much you could say about that, but it has not been a pretty couple of years for Roger Clemens. 0-2 to Crawford. Lays off that high fastball. Crawford, a walk in the first and a fly ball to right field in the 4th inning. Slowly hit. Pennington charges, throws on the run, and they just get Crawford.
You better not hesitate. Wow. Tremendous speed, of course, from the left side. Out of the box so quickly, and Cliff Pennington a short hop, but then had to throw, and Derek Barton did not have to use his typically great stretch, but a good one anyway. But there's the tough part. The short hop, quick throw, off balance, and getting CC Carl Crawford by a step on a routine ball.
So that'll bring up Longoria. Another nice play by Cliff Pennington. Longoria had a base hit in the 4th inning, and that was followed by the Carlos Pena home run. He lined to single to center field. Hit into a 5-4-3 double play in the 1st. Driven to left center and deep. Jackson's looking up, and that baby is gone. Longoria homers. And it's 3-1.
Another changeup, and young man is strong. Stays back so well, and Cahill just left it down, and actually not down. He about thigh high. And Longoria got it before. So they're throwing the changeup down in the zone.
So now 3-1 Rays. So Cahill, who went his last 5 starts without giving up a home run, he's given up 2 in this game. Pena and now Longoria. Shot, and that's a base hit to center field by Pena. Well, you look at the Rays offensively across the board. They're 3rd in the American League in runs scored. They're 8th in home runs.
Number 20.
1st in stolen bases. And here's an interesting one, Ray. 1st in walks, and they've struck out the most. So they've walked the most and struck out the most. But they have strong middle of the order. And that is why they are a half game behind the Yankees for the best record in the major leagues.
Padres also a great season. The Braves, of course, lead the North Division, the East. Padres, the West, the National League. 35-22 on the road. That's wow. 13 games over 500 away from your home park. That's a great year. And of course, they started the season that way.
And this is the start of a 6-game trip for the Rays. They will go from here to Anaheim, play the Angels 3 games. One and one the count to Matt Joyce. 85 pitches for Cahill.
And 6 hits for the Rays.
We can't let the Rays get any more hits.
This is it. And again, Trevor Cahill, it's the last thing on his mind. He just knowing that as tough as it is for his club to score runs. Yesterday, the A's taking advantage of a lot of walks. The Blue Jays.
Pop up, foul territory, and that'll reach the seats.
Fourth time this year that Trevor Cahill has given up more than 1 home run in a game, although his totals are way down. But started out with a 3 against the Blue Jays in Toronto, his first start of the season. That was April the 30th. And unfortunately for him, he started giving up multiple home runs. Same guy, Holiday, Matt in St. Louis. And Alex Rodriguez here.
That one's driven. Crisp on the run. Headed toward right center at the wall. He leaps and he caught it. He fires it back toward first, and racing back is Pena. Sensational play by Coco Crisp. So would it have cleared the wall? We'll find out.
Well, pretty close, because he got back and went up. Joyce hit it hard. Another pitch that was up, and Coco went up. And I'd say yes, that's a pretty good chance that it was going to be a home run as he went up above the wall and did not let the wall knock the ball out of his glove. But a tremendous play as he went up, banged his left hand against the top of the wall, but yet kept the ball in his glove and saved a 2-run home run. And Pena had actually rounded second base, but retraced his steps, got back barely.
So Coco Crisp sends a little buzz through the crowd with a terrific play. And here's Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez is grounded out to the shortstop. That was in the 2nd inning. To the 3rd baseman. That was in the 4th. Down and away, 2-0.
It's remarkable that Trevor has pitched so well this year, keeping all of his pitches down. Fortunately tonight, elevating them a little bit too much.
Cahill, bare hand, very nice play. Throws in time to get the runner Sean Rodriguez. And Trevor Cahill gives up a couple of hits, including the Longoria home run. 3-1 Rays. Coors Light Freeze Can is brought to you by Frost Brew. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Number 8, Kurt Suzuki.
The A's trailing 3-1. It could have been worse. Actually, could have been 5-1. But Coco Crisp with a sensational play, taking a home run away from Matt Joyce. So it is a 3-1 game. Longoria with the home run. Sonnenstein has been very good so far. Gave up hits to the first 2 hitters he faced, but not much since then. The Suzuki, Cust, and Ellis. Suzuki knocked in the A's only run in the first with the RBI ground out. Inside with a fastball, so 3-0. All the games are final now in the American League. The Indians beat the Royals 7-3 in Kansas City. So in that Central, the White Sox 4 back of Minnesota. Detroit now 12 back. They cannot pick up a game today. So the Tigers long ways back. Inside to Suzuki, so a leadoff walk for the A's here in the 6th. That's walk number 3 by Sonnenstein.
Leaving on a 3-0, looked like he threw Kurt Suzuki a cut fastball, as the cutter was about 82 or 85. So maybe he just does not feel that the 4-seam fastball on 3-0, 3-1 is a pitch that he wants to use. Maybe with the A's giving up home runs to Tommy and Bautista on 3-0 fastballs, maybe the cut fastball would be a good one too.
That's true. Jack Cust will step in with a walk and a ground out. That one in the dirt. A couple of transactions today, a couple of trades actually. Pedro Feliz went to the Cardinals. Cardinals freeze their good rookie third baseman out for the year. The Cardinals needed a third baseman. Derek Lee to the Braves, which is official now. So Derek Lee turned down the Angels trade, but accepted a trade to the Braves.
And of course, the great manager Bobby Cox, who's announced his retirement, his comment was, "I can't wait to manage Derek Lee. Just be great to have him on my club to manage him."
Good player having a down year in Chicago.
And it's usually just the opposite. Everybody wants to play for Bobby Cox because he is such a great manager. And I guess the old saying, there's some managers you can't play for, you can't play for anybody. And I think Bobby's in that category. One of the greats. Now the shift really put on by the Rays with the 3 guys on the right side. They just seemed to move after the count got to 2-0. Figured Jack's going to get out in front and pull one.
Did off his foot. But Derek Lee figures, hey, the Braves got a 2.5 game lead in the East. Why not?
The uppercut, ultra mode, Jack, we get to see get hit right below the right knee. No fun.
So Cust still in a decent count. 2-1 is the count. Suzuki with the leadoff walk. Fouled at the plate. Thought this was interesting, Ray. Brad Hawpe, outfielder for the Rockies. I think he was an all-star a couple years ago. Good power hitter. Not having a good year. Designated for assignment. He's a pretty good player. Brad Hopp, left-handed hitter. Lance Berkman went on the disabled list today for the Yankees.
So is Hopp going to the Yankees?
That's a good call. That's a very good call. Curve on 2-2 stays high, so a full count.
But Jack, you haven't gotten anything straight in 5 pitches. I don't think you can look for one now. It'd be a shock if you get one. I don't know. Sonnenstein hasn't even thrown anything straight tonight. Even his pitches when he's behind on the count are cutters. Velocity's really not topped out 85, 86 all night, and as a result, it's been the cutters.
3-2 pitch, off speed, hit high and foul.
But if you really don't sit off speed pitch, curveball, cutter, making a mistake, and I think Jack did. He waited and just a little bit late on the breaking pitch, the curveball.
Longoria is playing at the shortstop spot. Another 3-2. That's drilled to center, and that's a base hit. Suzuki to second. He'll stop there, and the A's are in business here in the 6th. The Rays are getting some bullpen work going.
Now Jack got another curveball, and Jack stayed back and hit it hard to straightaway center. Look at the top spin too on the baseball. Very hard to get anything with any depth just because of the top spin, but at least Jack waited, hit the 3-2 curveball, and let's see if the A's go with a sacrifice here with Mark Ellis, who's one of the best bunters on the club, down by a couple of runs.
Well, it's a tough decision because you'd be setting up for a struggling hitter, Kevin Kuzmanov. Well, but then it's also your leading RBI guy.
Right, and I think don't you also take a chance of hitting a ground ball if you. But we'll just see what the A's decide to do. Jack, watch the front foot. Ultramo plants the front foot, keeps the bat back as always. Just unloads with the follow through and the top spin. Well, the Rays are going to play for the bunt. Carlos Pena in at first. He's making the call to Longoria at third. Going through the signs is Carlos Pena. Now he's going to tell Andy Sonnenstein, because the play, if Mark Ellis does sacrifice, he tries to bunt the ball at third base, which is the ideal spot. And the third baseman goes back, then it's up to the pitcher to field the ball and maybe try to get the lead runner.
Pena coming way in, Ellis swinging away, and he swings and misses. So now Carlos Pena has to figure, well, I was right in on him there, and he swung and missed. Do I come all the way in again?
First baseman can afford to do it with a right-handed hitter. Third baseman is a little harder. Come in breathing down the neck of the hitter.
Longoria right even with the bag right now.
It's almost like Sonnenstein's going to go over if there's an attempt. Longoria's going to stay back and try to get the lead runner, and that means Sonnenstein has to field the position.
Pena not charging this time, and Ellis decides to bunt, and it rolls foul. So now the count is 0-2 to Ellis.
And he bunted that. That was bunting for a base hit.
Well, if you're going to sacrifice, then you sacrifice.
Right. Which would possibly indicate that he did not get the sacrifice sign, and he was doing it on his own, which would mean that he would bunt for a base hit. And of course, if he made out, at least advance the runners.
So the count is 0-2. There are your runners. Suzuki at second, Cust at first. Fastball runs high. Wheeler and Cormier are in the bullpen. right-handers. Pop up, foul territory, and drop. So the count stays 1-2. Mark Ellis struck out looking in the second inning and then had a base hit in the fourth. Another foul ball. So Ellis hanging in there on that curveball, which is what he hit for a base hit in the fourth inning. Long looking, still looking in. Now he's ready. This one's popped up shallow right field. Joyce playing shallow, comes in. He's got it. Mark Ellis is retired. So that is out number one here in the sixth. I'm going to bring up Kuzminov.
And Joe Madden. Good, get the curveball guy out of there.
So we're going to have
throw too many.
Pitching change. Sonnenstein will go 5 1/3 tonight. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Andy Sonnenstein, 5 1/3 innings tonight. Gives up 1 run. The 2 runners on base are his. And it's going to be big right-hander Dan Wheeler coming in out of the bullpen. Wheeler, 32 years old. 6'3", 225-pounder. Wheeler, 2.97, having a good season out of the bullpen. He faces Kuzminov. Fastball just a bit outside.
What was that? Haven't seen many of those tonight.
That was a good heater.
Yeah. The guys probably just said, hey, look at that ball.
Straight. It was straight.
Hard.
Yeah. It's the first pitch that's been straight tonight from either pitcher.
That's right. These hitters might be thinking, hey, got a chance.
Jaso's going to chat with Wheeler. Rays traded for Dan Wheeler. Trading deadline in 2007. And he's had good seasons. 08, a 3.12 ERA in 70 games. Last year, a 3.28 ERA in 69 games. So, not afraid to take the baseball, pitch a lot for you, and does a pretty good job. Dan Wheeler. Hard breaking ball, but it's in the dirt. Rays have a club option on Wheeler for 2011, otherwise he'd be a free agent. Kuzminoff, a strikeout in the second, a fly ball to center field in the fourth. Now 3-0. Rajai Davis waiting in the on-deck circle. Right down the middle for a strike. Suzuki led off the inning with a walk and cussed the base hit. Ellis with the fly ball to right field. Outfield in a little bit. I'd like to see if they have a shot at Kurt Suzuki on a base hit to left field and center field. Outside, Wheeler walked in. So the bases are loaded. One out for Rajai Davis.
He's trying to throw that a little bit too hard and overthrew it out of the strike zone.
The A's have received 4 walks in this game. 2 in this inning. So Rajai Davis to hit. Big opportunity for the Athletics, trailing 3-1. Davis has hit a pair of fly balls tonight. One to left field, one to right field. Squibbed first base line, and they'll get the out at first. Run comes in to score. Davis hit that ball right off the end of the bat. Wheeler, the only play he really had was at first. So Davis is out, but he gets an RBI, and it's 3-2.
Well, that was looking fastballing. Barely making contact with a slider off the end of the bat.
Shortstop, number 2.
But contact important, and especially contact to where they can't turn 2. Wheeler, with Carlos Pena charging, had to just flip it back to him. Rajai didn't know where it was initially. Big swing, looked to his left, the ball was to his right.
So Pennington hits. A chance for the A's to grab the lead. Fastball down and in from Wheeler. Cust at third. Kuzminoff is at second. Fastball inside. That's Cormier, another right-hander, still loosening for the Rays. He's been down there for a while, so he's ready to go. Pennington rips one down the right field line. Fair. The A's are going to take the lead. 2-run score. 4-3 Athletics.
How did that ball stay fair? Wow. Well, Yesterday, Cliff Pennington drove in the go-ahead run. This time, a 2-0 fastball down the middle, short stride, and a bullet to right field. And maybe hit it so hard it couldn't hook foul. Thought right there had a chance to go, but right at the corner of the foul pole at the bottom. Fortunately, Tim Cheetah's eyes were good enough to see it called fair.
So here's Crisp. A 3 spot for the A's here in the 6th.
Well, that's the difference. All those curveballs, great curveballs thrown by Andy Sonnenstein. And the A's getting fastballs when Wheeler's come in the game.
Just off the plate, 2-0.
How close was that ball to being fouled?
Well, it hit right down at the bottom.
Out of the pole, out of the yellow line.
The yellow line.
The pole does not extend. It's just a yellow line at the pad. But right on it. It could not have been placed more perfectly to be fair.
It hit right down there at the bottom. Coco pops it up. Longoria will have room. And he's got it side retired. A's score 3 times. We head to the 7th. It's the A's 4 and the Rays 3. Coco Crisp. That was his debut in front of the home fans. His first year in the big leagues. 8 years ago today.
And he wasn't even called Covelli then.
No, he
was Coco then, Coco now.
Had some good years with the Indians. The A's now with a 4-3 lead, thanks to the 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Cliff Pennington, the big 2-out, 2-run double. Trevor Cahill now a lead to work with 92 pitches thrown. Just like that, B.J. Upton slaps a single into right center field. And unfortunately, folks, that's hit number 7.
Yeah.
So Trevor Cahill will not set that record that we talked about in our open. He will tie it, will not set it. 20 consecutive starts with 6 or fewer hits allowed in 5 or more innings pitched.
Pitch was up again, and that's been his problem tonight.
So Upton, and he's a base stealing threat. You have to be careful. He's got 35 stolen bases. Bounce back to Cahill. He spins out at second, out at first. Double play. Brignac hits into the 1-6-3 double play, and just like that, 2 outs.
And what a great start by Trevor Cahill. And an even better turn by Cliff Pennington at second base. Tried to pull the outside pitch. Cahill led Pennington perfectly, and Cliff Pennington, flat foot, just a very strong throw, and again, a great stretch by Derek Barton. Almost a snow cone by Cahill, but Breniak, who runs well, Cheetah said, not a chance. How about that?
John Jaso right back to Cahill, and Cahill takes care of it. 4-pitch inning for Cahill, and we have reached the 7th inning stretch. 4-3 Athletics. Shutdown inning right there. The A's scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th, and on 4 pitches, gets out of it in the top of the 7th. So it's going to end up being a tie. Since 1900, 6 hits or fewer and 5 innings pitched or more in consecutive starts. Cahill did it 20 consecutive starts.
In the same year.
In the same year. Nolan did it clearly as well, but it covered 2 years.
And Nolan would like to. I mean, you look how young he was with the California Angels. So not a bad way to go into record books with the Hall of Famer, the Ryan Express. Trevor Cahill is right there with him. As Trevor from Southern California, Nolan Ryan pitched for the California Angels. In addition to the Mets, the Astros, Rangers.
And a new pitcher. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and SPOG experts. Cormier's first pitch. Barton hits one shallow right center. Upton tracks it down. So the broken bat. And Barton is now 2 for 3 with a walk. And that'll bring up Connor Jackson. So Lance Cormier takes over. And Wheeler gets 2 outs in the game, but walked the batter and gave up the big Pennington hit. So Wheeler, not a great outing, and he is out. Fastball to Jackson right there for a strike.
Right there, being right over the top, too, for Cormier.
Had a nice year last year for the Rays, pitching in 53 games. Jackson not feeling all that great right now, and here's why.
I got him on the left knee, inside of the left knee. So if he's wearing catcher shin guards, he would not have hurt him. But well, you see that too often. Jack Cust got it. There's the shin guard to protect the inside of the left foot and the ankle. He'll have some ice on his left knee tonight.
toward the first baseman, Pena. So Jackson is retired. So Connor Jackson is 0 for 4. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Round Table Pizza, celebrating summer with baseball and barbecue. Round Table is back with their delicious barbecue chicken pizza. Get big barbecue flavor delivered hot and fresh to your door from Round Table. All today. Good ball game tonight here at the Coliseum. A's with a 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 7th. You know, Rays are a good team, good offense. It'll be an interesting final 2 innings. A's will try to hang on.
A couple of starts ago, the 20th start against the Rangers here at the Coliseum. Trevor Cahill was trailing. His club scored a couple of runs in the 7th inning. He went out and pitched the 8th. And of course, Andrew Bailey still on the disabled list. He's supposed to go to Sacramento tomorrow night to pitch an inning. A's are hopeful that he'll be back available on Sunday. Not probably pitch on Saturday, but looks like Cahill will go out for the 8th again after a 4-pitch 7th inning. Greg Breslow had the line drive off his left forearm.
Suzuki drives on the right, and a nice play by Joyce. Well struck ball by Suzuki, but nothing to show for it. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. We head to the 8th inning. 4-3 A's.
The 10,000 fans that afternoon's game. Special thanks to Ross Dress for Less and Xfinity for supporting this day benefiting breast cancer research and education. For tickets and information, go to oaklandathletics.com.
A's 4, Rays 3. It was the big 3-run 6th inning for the Athletics. So Trevor Cahill with 95 pitches back to work here in the 8th. He faces Johnson, Crawford, and Longoria. Dan Johnson is grounded out twice, struck out. He's 0 for 2 or 0 for 3. Bullpen is quiet. Two and one now to Dan Johnson. Big bouncer. Barton grabs it. He'll beat Johnson to the bag for out number 1.
Dan Johnson, of course, played here, and Mark Ellis was here, and talking to DJ before the game, and mentioned something about Ellis, and he said, "Oh gosh, I forgot about him." Of course, a couple of times tonight, he's grounded out to his former teammate at second. and in this one, a ground ball to first base. So very well aware of Mark Ellis' ability to play on the right side. His outstanding glove. Derek Barton doing the same at first. And he is guarding the line right now, is Barton.
Crawford swings and just gets a piece of it. So jumping ahead in the count to Carl Crawford. Crawford a walk in the first, a fly ball to right in the fourth, and he grounded out to Pennington in the sixth. 0 for 2. Rays have 7 hits. The A's have 6. Neither team has made an error so far. Roll foul, so 1 and 2 the count. Crawford goes the other way with this one. Longoria looming in the on-deck circle. Suzuki wanted a high fastball. He got it, but too high, so it's 2 and 2. Crawford with 14 home runs this year. That's a pretty good number for him. He's not a big home run hitter. Is the most he's ever had in a year. Last year, 50. Now action for the A's as Blevins starts to throw. 3-2 pitch. Ooh, Crawford just, and I mean just, got a piece of it.
Change up.
Crawford, shallow left, easy play for Jackson, and that is out number 2.
Well, that's a great guy to keep off the bases, and it looked like 3 and 2, but then the changeup away from him and maybe even out of the strike zone. He really could not drive it. And Trevor Cahill, that's one fly ball he's happy to get. An easy opposite field fly ball shot.
So Longoria will hit with 2 outs and nobody aboard.
A ground ball double play, and then a ball off the end of the bat for a base hit to center field, then a home run, 17th on a changeup.
Went down and away to Longoria.
Think you get anything soft?
Yeah. Pena waits in the on-deck circle. Side corner, good pitch there by Cahill.
Yeah, throw 3 of those and got a chance to walk that back in the dugout. That pitch on the outside corner. Look at the ball tailing back. The 2-seam fastball coming back to the outside corner. Another one. Now maybe the hard curve going away from him. A couple that started outside and came back, and
go with the hard curve, but it's down and away past Suzuki. So 2 and 2 the count.
A good idea for Kurt Suzuki to go out and discuss this critical pitch. Critical at bat with his pitcher.
Longoria chased it and stays alive. It's a good battle here, and with a left-handed hitter in the on-deck circle and a lefty in the bullpen, this may be Cahill's last hitter either way, if he gets him out or not. 112 pitches, 2-2 pitch. Strike three called. He got him right on the outside corner. Strikeout number 5 for Cahill, and it was a beauty. Bottom of the 8th, coming up, 4-3 A's. There's our game summary brought to you by, as always, McDonald's. 3-7-0 for the Rays, 4-6-0 for the Athletics. Trevor Cahill, terrific 8 innings tonight. Hung around long enough. He's got him some runs in the 6th. Cahill throws 113 pitches. And it's 4-3. The A's lead, bottom of the 8th inning. As Cormier had a 3-up, 3-down 7th inning. Faces Cust, Ellis, and Kuzmanov. Speed pitch and a good one from Cormier. Cust swings and misses. So it's 0-2. Another changeup, and on 3 pitches, Jack Cust strikes out.
Well, here's Kevin Fennell for you folks. Kevin down on the left field line, down by the bullpen, and his first shot, nice slide, and watch what he does. He finds, who's he going to give this ball to? Yep, jump over the seat, and
well, we've been telling him he's doing the right thing.
And
here's why.
He's okay. Now remember that one, okay? He just this one. All the folks are looking for the baseball, and Kevin, who are you going to go? Yeah, you want another one? Okay. And they booed him. The fans booed Kevin.
I'm not booing Kevin. That's a good move.
They booed him. He went out to back up. They're booing him again now that he's protecting Jerry Blevins. That's funny. Kevin's being a nice guy and he's getting booed.
Tough crowd. 2-1 to Mark Ellis. I still think he did the right thing. That's just me.
Jerry Blevins, the lefty, and Henry Rodriguez, the righty, getting loose for the A's in the bullpen to try to close this one out.
Ellis hits one deep, left center field. Upton on the run, and Upton right near the wall makes the catch. 2 outs.
This outfield, especially center and left, you cannot afford to hit the ball and have it stay up too long in the air, because they'll run it down. Mark Ellis, as was the case with Rajai Davis. Rajai back in the second, and it looked like he had one off the wall or extra bases. Instead, Crawford got that one, and B.J. Upton with his speed tracked this one down.
Kevin Kuzmanov had a big at-bat in that 6th inning. He ended up walking. And then he scored a run a couple hitters later. Kuzmanov has been struggling as of late, but a big part of that 6th inning when the A's scored their 3 runs. Bounce to Longoria. That'll do it. So a quick inning for the A's in the bottom of the 8th. Here we go in the 9th, folks. It'll be Pena, Joyce, and Rodriguez. He runs a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts, and he's going to sit back and he's bullpen get the final 3 outs. Jerry Blevins comes in when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Blevins in. Going to be Pena, a left-handed hitter. Joyce, a left-handed hitter, although there looks like there's a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. The first pitch to Pena is outside. Ben Zobrist, who is a switch hitter, has come out into the on-deck circle. Pena, the home run in the 6th, the solo shot. Or 2-run homer, excuse me, in the 4th. Longoria's was in the 6th. Blevins falls behind 2-0.
Well, some uncharted territory for a couple of guys. Jerry Blevins, who came in the 9th inning yesterday and was going to face one batter, and really it's not going to be a save opportunity because it was just going to be one of the lefties.
A shot to Ellis, who grabs it in the air, and that is out number 1.
Time now for the deep drive of the game, and it was a big one with Pennington coming up with a couple of guys on base and 2-0 count right down in the corner. Man, what a shot down in the corner as it was right at the bottom of the line, the yellow line. And the deep drive of the game goes to that man, Cliff Pennington. He had the game winner yesterday, and let's hope These 2 runs hold up, and he's got it again tonight.
So here is Zobrist hitting for Joyce. Zobrist, the switch hitter. First pitch is a fastball for a strike to Zobrist.
And even though Carlos Pena's a lefty, that was probably a huge at bat for Jerry Blevins to get him out. Line drive, but still got the out.
Zobrist pops it up. Suzuki flips the mask and helmet away, and he's got it. 2 outs. So Blevins gets the first 2 outs. Sean Rodriguez, a right-handed hitter, steps into the batter's box.
Jerry Blevins with B.J. Upton and Brignac and Henry Rodriguez warming in the bullpen. Blevins going to get a chance to finish it.
Blevins has never had a save in his career. First pitch just outside to Rodriguez, who was grounded out 3 times. Just a bit outside with a changeup, so the count 2-0. Good fastball, and Rodriguez is trying to tie it up with 1 swing.
With the location of the fastball, he's going to have to hit it to right field because the ball to the outside part of the plate. That's what you try to do. You think about it in this situation. Don't give him a chance to pull the ball.
Right there at the knees. 2-2.
Well, a perfectly thrown fastball outside corner and down at the knees. Well, he backdoor curveball to go after him with another fastball.
Curveball hit to center. Coco Crisp goes back. And that's the ball game. So the A's come back and win it by scoring 3 times in the 6th inning. And in a final score tonight, 4-3. Trevor Cahill wins his 13th by going 8 innings. And Jerry Blevins with his first save of his career. So good ball game tonight. The A's win game 1 of this 4-game series by a final score of 4-3 and pick up a game in the standings. They're now 7 back. Coming up, it's A's post-game live from the studio.